Hello. I think we're live.
Are we live? Hello, everybody, if we're live.
Isn't it strange?
I know, because we can't tell from the screen. So we're going
No,
to...
we're live. I think we're
We're
live.
going to
She says
assume
live.
we're live. Hello, everybody. We're Loop Fiber Studio here in Hudson Valley, New York. Unfortunately, we're not in Wisconsin, but we wish we were there. So instead, we've put our whole booth together behind us here with all of our yarns and fibers, and so let's have some fun and let's learn about what we do. We are, like I said, Loop Fiber Studio, and we make Yin Yang yarn, which is our newest invention.
They're waving to us. Hello.
Oh, hello everybody. It's inverted colorway yarn,
Why
which
is it
is
interrupted?
really new and special. Live video interrupted?
Shoot.
That's what it's telling me, but we're just going to press on and hope for the best, because who knows when we're on or off air. So we're going to yammer on here for the hour and have the best, but do the best we can with it. So like I said, we do something called Yin Yang yarn. It's inverted colorway yarn, which is really unique. Inverted colorway pairs mean that we take two colorways.
They said we're fine.
Oh, we're fine.
Yeah.
Lovely, lovely. We take two colorways, and this one is called Have Your Cake and Eat It Too. And we do 4-ply strand plying. This is worsted weight, and it is 3 strands of the salmon and 1 of the eggplant, and 3 of the eggplant and 1 of the salmon. And when you put these together in a project, it can be really interesting and exciting.
Isn't he good? He's really good, right?
So, what we're going to do is just sort of show off some things that have been done in these yarns, and then we'll move on to some of our fiber in a little while for those of you who are spinners. So let's start. I'm going to grab something. Steph, chirp in anytime.
What are you grabbing?
I'm going to start with the contrast sweater.
Okay. We're going to show you some of our booth samples, since you can't be in the booth, unfortunately, this weekend. But
this one's called the contrast sweater.
yeah,
And the beauty of this is it's a super simple, straightforward sweater, good for men or women, so all the people in your lives. And this one is designed to have the two-tone, but as you can see closer up, when you do it in the yin yang, the colors actually merge top to bottom so that it's not a harsh stripe. It's a blended look, and you could do this with any of the paired yarns or even mismatched pairs. And sure, we design it to be 2 colorways that go with each other, but lots are complementary to one another and could be used in all sorts of ways. So the interesting thing that this sweater shows is that you could take virtually any sweater design. Again, this was the contrast sweater. Steph, can you remind me the designer?
it's Petite Knits.
Available online, so you could get this pattern. It's a beautiful pattern. People have done a lot of these. But you could take virtually any pattern and just change colors as you go and create this kind of a look, which takes a relatively simple sweater and makes it, I don't know, unique, unusual.
He's so good. Very good. Good job, honey.
Now, we've seen that same sweater in all sorts of colors that have, and again, that's where we're dying to even see other colors. 2 of my personal favorite colors that I have not yet seen it in.
Oops, sorry guys. We're good.
Are these just luscious saffron with sort of a deep dark charcoal, almost black. And this one is called Lions and Tigers and Bears Oh My.
By the way, James named those. He pushed hard for those
Steph
names.
lets me do a few things here and there. Anyway, these are 2 of my favorite colors, and again, I think that
Show them kind of
contrast,
closer so they can kind of see.
that contrast sweater would just be stunning in these, I think. But what do I know?
What other colorways?
And just I'm going to show you again. I'm going to show you the swatches of the same
There
thing
you go.
knit up, just so you can get a sense of kind of how it transforms from the yarn into the knitting and how that sort of speckle pattern appears. Again, those are the same two colorways, just in different proportions.
One of the things that we do in the booth is we have all of the swatches for all of the colorways, because we feel like with Yin Yang, with any kind of marled yarn, it's really hard to kind of visualize what it's gonna turn out like when you knit it. So we have all of the swatches, and we have them here. It's a little harder to show them all to you, but we're gonna try.
We're going to show you bits and pieces though. Now here, the two are the lighter complementary colors with the same saffron, with sort of a light cream kind of a color. And in many of the colorways, this gives us the option also of 4 different colorways, all utilizing a similar color, so that you can do really interesting things, so that you could match up one with another, or you could go really light and dark, but it all still has sort of the same complementary saffron running through.
All 4 of them. So
And
you can make a sweater with all 4 of them. You can make a sweater with 2 of them, or 3 of them.
as Steph is wearing here,
yeah.
you can make a shawl with all 4 of them. This one is a designer we love, who Mina Phillips, who, what does she?
She's the expat knitter.
Expat knitter, right? And so she designed this one with these yarns in mind. And so this utilizes the 4 blues, again, in the 4-way mixed pattern. Yeah, Steph, see if you can step back and give a good view. It's a cute, beautiful design she put together that really shows off the complementary colorways.
It's a really long, beautiful
blended
sweater.
together.
Right here. Okay. And it just drapes really beautifully. I don't know if you can see, but I love it. Yeah, I mean, oh, by the way, the wool is 100% extra fine merino. It's not super wash. And I was quite surprised at how nicely it drapes. So Mina, thank you for designing this beautiful shawl for us. And we actually have shawl kits in the shop, which I'll put the website. That's something I should probably do. I'll write the website in the notes here. But we have kits for this shawl. The shawl takes 1 skein of each of the 4 colors, and she used pretty much all of the yarn. So it's a 4 skein. It's a worsted weight, so it's a nice and squishy and comfy. So I will put the website information right this second so that people have it. Uh-oh, picture is frozen. Well, there's a chance we're gonna pop in and out just because of our unfortunate not so great internet connection here in the studio.
Yeah.
But hopefully you'll stick with us.
Yeah, we'll just do the best, and we'll just keep talking. So if we freeze up or fade in or out or whatever, hang in there. We'll be back when the connection clicks back in. Yeah, again, we haven't really talked about where to find you. Do you want to, you're just going to type it in? Or
I just typed it. It's loopfiberstudio.com. We're good. Excellent. Thank you. Thanks, Kitty.
So yeah, you can find us online anytime, loopfiberstudio.com. And in that we're not a brick and mortar store. This is our warehouse here, where we mail, stack, label, do all the business of yarn here. We do festivals, and then we do online sales all the time.
And we have some wholesale accounts.
And there's wholesale accounts. I don't know, do we have any in Wisconsin right now, Steph?
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry if we do.
I know we do all over the country, but again, you can find that online. We're
pretty new to the wholesale. I'm going to pull up that list right now and check.
Excellent. You can have a look.
Sorry.
So anyway, that's
put me on the spot there.
But you can find us online anytime, and until the world is normal again and we all start having fun at the festivals again, that's where you'll find us.
By the way, Wisconsin Sheep and Wool is one of our favorite festivals.
Right.
It's
partly because
super
it's
fun.
so much fun, but partly because we love Wisconsin. That's
and
actually...
we love the people in Wisconsin.
That's right.
I have to say that you guys, well, I know that it's not just people in Wisconsin and thereabouts watching because we're virtual, but I have to say that at that particular festival, I just love the people. I just love.
Yeah, that was one of our favorites. So
yeah, it's a great
hopefully
vibe.
hopefully next year. But in the meantime, here we are. So
I diverged.
I'm going to talk about another sweater now, which is the one over Steph's shoulder there in the poster. That is one of our absolute favorites and one of our favorite designers, Stephen West. Let me pull it down.
I'm just looking. I'm going to be so embarrassed if... Nope, we don't have anybody in Wisconsin yet. Whew. I would have been very embarrassed.
Now, this is a sweater.
This is a Stephen West sweater. This is Marled Mania. And I don't know if you can see it, the whole thing, but you may not even recognize it because, as you know, when Stephen West designs a sweater...
Look at it that way.
Yeah, that's our
easier,
postcard.
It's easier to see than it is with me hanging this sweater in this view. But it's a beautiful, beautiful marled sweater with super cute little kind of mitten extensions over the wrists, over the thumbs. And just super cute and comfortable and a little wacky like all his stuff is, which is what we love so much about it.
When you look at his patterns online, I mean, they're so much fun. And he uses usually like speckled yarns and stuff. So it can be kind of hard to see the details in his sweater. So I carefully was examining them and picked this pattern because it really is a lovely pattern. And I thought it would be perfect for our yin yang yarns. And this is an example of mixing and matching the yarns, which is a lot of fun. And I have to say that whenever there's someone in the booth who wants to do the sweater, James is the one who helps them decide on the colorways.
Now,
he loves to do this.
Look how cool these look together. These are the 4 colorways that are in that particular sweater. And these are simply complementary colors. 2 of them are the yin yang, the black and white ones at the ends. And the 2 in the middle are simply other colors that we thought looked great with them. And that's the really fun thing about this yarn, is that
I'm going to get to your questions in just one second.
things just go together in interesting ways, even when they're not exactly, the same, because of the speckling and because many of them are designed by Steph with these really complementary, interesting colors that sort of balance one another out. You can do such interesting combinations of them. And just again, you can make just any pattern, sweater, shawl, anything else, come to life by just altering the colors a little bit as you go. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to play with the colors that way and do something just a little different.
I'm going to answer a couple of these questions. Debbie, the name of the pattern of the shawl that I'm wearing right now is the Far and Wide shawl, and it's named after 2 of the colorways. It's Mina Phillip, and somebody said that they didn't see the shawl kits online. Okay, so the reason that the shawl kits are not in the shop right now, and you were correct, is because I'm having a sale, and it's 15% off of the worsted weight, all of the worsted weight yarn in the shop. So essentially, it's the same as if you were buying the kit, but we didn't put the kit in there because it was already discounted. So any amount of yarn in the worsted that you buy will be discounted by 15%, and that's the same as the kit. But we'll put together, we can make some suggestions for this too,
well,
other
sure.
than blue.
Again, if you look at the, if you're, well, you've got to go online to shop anyway. So if you went online and looked at this, you'll see that we have 6 or 8, I forget, that are what we call the 4-way combinations, where you've got the same, in this case, it's the same blue that's the...
runs through all 4
runs
of these
through all 4.
colorways.
So you've got the dark, little blue, the blue with a little dark, the medium blue with a little light, and the light with a little blue. And you'll see that sequence of colors, the 4 ways as we call them, in
it's like they're gradient.
blue,
They make a gradient.
and a beautiful deep wine, and a saffron, and a lovely rust.
A mushroom color.
A mushroom. And so you can, as you'll see, This particular scarf would be gorgeous in any of those. But that said,
Thanks, Anne.
you know, I've seen people pick 4 disparate colors off the rack in some shows and send us pictures. And again, where you've got the same scarf, but maybe it's, you know, a combination like this that's just a little complementary, but as they blend together, they do really interesting things.
Sandra, one skein of the worsted is usually $28, but if you use the coupon code, which is W2020, it's 15% off for the next few days. So it's 15% off of 28 for the worsted weight. For some reason, I can't see all of the comments. Sorry.
So
I'm not sure how to do that.
now I think we're gonna shift direction a little bit. As I said before, we also have just fantastic spinning fiber that's pretty different too. And this is actually what Steph started this company doing, was spinning fiber. And are still doing that, though we've added the yarn, and the yarn is now a lot of what we do. But the spinning fiber, which she is named, so we call Bullseye Bumps, which are these just lovely, scrumptious little packages of conditioned spinning fiber.
Thanks, Lisa.
All set up and ready to run through your wheel. So Steph, why don't you pick a couple?
Okay.
Show them, and we'll even put some for sale right now.
Sure. Let's do that for a couple of them. So and if you don't know what a bullseye bump is, this is what it looks like. The reason this little guy is sticking out at the end is this is very much like think of a center pull ball of yarn, since everybody knits, but not everybody spins. This is the same idea. It's a center pull, but it's roving, it's carded fiber, and it's self-striping. So I've put these colors together, and oh gosh, I'm so sorry. We don't do this very often. There you go. I think you can see all the colors now. It's really pretty. So what you do is you just leave it in the bag.
It's also a huge bundle. It's like a big deep thing, unlike a ball, a cake of yarn, and so
it's a very fluffy.
It's a lot of fiber.
It's almost like what do they call it? Pencil roving. It's already very much prepped for you. So there's very little pre-drafting that you have to do. Very little work. So it's kind of like a luxury item. This particular one, this is a heavy one actually. It says 6.2 ounces. Usually they're more like 5 ounces. So they're one of a kind usually. So I get kind of bored when I'm making them, and I just like to kind of get spontaneous about it. So this particular one is 6.2 ounces, $56, and it is, I believe, yes, it's all merino. So it's 100% extra fine merino. And if you would like to buy it, you certainly can. Just write sold 3-ring is the name of it. Sold 3-ring. And I will, and I guess I'll message you and get your email for PayPal and all that good stuff. So if you would like to buy it, if they don't sell, they'll end up in the shop probably tomorrow evening. I'll be putting them up. And
yeah, let's pick one more.
Okay, this one's really pretty. This one is sparkle. This one is called Black Swan, and it is a very, 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 very dark gray, almost black, with these really pretty, where is the, okay, there we go. With these really pretty it's really tough with the light here.
Yeah, it doesn't, but
anyway, it's got really pretty purples and hot pinks in it. This one is 5.7 ounces, $51. It has a little bit of Angelina and nylon, as well as the merino. It's mostly merino, 100% extra fine. So if you would like this one, you can just write sold Black Swan, and I will message you and get the email together to PayPal you. So I guess we'll do that.
We'll do that periodically, so the spinners stay involved here. So we'll switch back to yarn for a little while. So let me pull another one down.
Another sweater?
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I'm missing your questions. I'm having trouble seeing them. Okay, Barbara. Thanks, Kitty. I'm only seeing a few comments at a time because I can't quite figure out how to see them all. So I'm sorry if I'm missing your comment. If I miss your comment, just comment again so that I see it. And I will happily answer. Feel free to ask any questions you would like throughout this. I miss talking to the customers. This is like the really sad thing about not having a live festival is I just miss talking to everybody. So let's talk.
Now,
ask away.
Many of you may have already made this particular pattern. It's been one of the most popular around for, I don't know how long, a few years, a couple of years.
I don't remember when it came out, but it's the Weekender.
It's the Weekend.
Weekender.
Weekender.
The Weekender.
Designed by
Andrea Mowry. Andrea Mowry. Very.
Yeah.
Most people will know the Weekender. And very, very popular pattern.
It's got beautiful detail, which you can see on the shoulders. It's got sort of lovely sort of cross colors in different ways.
So the pattern itself is written for one color. One
Right.
colorway. I think it is written for Moral actually. But what we decided to do, since it's such a nice sweater, and it does have these nice details on the shoulder and on the cuff and on the, what do you call it? The bottom.
Waistband.
We decided to use Yin Yang, so the complementary color, just to highlight those really pretty accents, to accent.
But this is, again, where you'll see what the yarn can do that's quite interesting, is that even though these
Coupon code is W2020, sorry.
even though the colors are different, the gray is in the wine and the wine is in the gray, so that when you see this up close, and this camera isn't showing it, it's super sophisticated. It's subtle and sophisticated and just, I don't know, it just makes it really luscious, on this one in particular. And this is in our colorways. This is the Blood and Thunder is the pairing. Though we've seen this now in, I don't know, I bet we've seen this in 20 or 30 other pairings. And
Recently in Kiss and Make Up.
Kiss and Make Up.
Hand me the Kiss and Make Up.
Yeah. Now this one, we thought they were crazy, frankly.
I didn't think they were crazy. The thing is that the Blood and Thunder colorways that we just showed you there's not a lot of contrast between them, so it's a more subtle look when you use the accents.
And so a customer recently bought
Kiss and Make Up.
Kiss and Make Up to do it, and bam, that was a bright sweater. But you know, it was stunning.
Beautiful.
We loved it when we saw it come back. It was just so like
I think she put it up
fresh.
on Ravelry.
Yeah, you can probably see it.
If you look under Yin Yang Yarn by Loop Fiber Studio. So people have been doing it in the blue colorways that we have, this pink colorway. You know, over time, we've only kind of rolled out this yarn in the last year and a half or so. So we're still kind of accumulating new projects on Ravelry, but there are a lot of weekenders up there for you to see different color combinations. What is that, James?
But I just want to backtrack a moment, just so you can see. The sweater we showed you are these two, which are Blood and Thunder, which to me are just, again, really elegant, really lovely. It's a little hard. Oh, there you can see the speckling a little better.
Yeah.
Now, the light here is washing that out a little, so it's a little richer and darker than that
They're
light
both
is.
dark.
When I get up close, the camera does a few odd things, but you get the idea.
But it's a beautiful color combination. Again, it's a more subtle one because there's less contrast.
Yeah, and again, these are things we've seen. Here it is, knit up again, and just the light is terrible. So. But you get the idea, and it's, again, we've seen this combo, Blood and Thunder, in the worsted weight in a number of projects, and it never fails. It's just luscious.
Actually, that reminds me of the Super Simple Summer Sweater, which is another really popular pattern that a lot of people, a lot of our customers are knitting with our yarn because it's kind of perfect. It's kind of made for our yarn. It is a striped sweater by Joji Locatelli, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's a little wrinkled. Sorry about that.
Sorry, we just pulled everything out of the trunk for the show today, so we forgot to steam things ahead of the show. But it's again, we've seen now.
It's a really pretty sweater. It's really flattering on. So it's 6 stripes, and you can use any of the colorway, any of the yin yang inverted colorway pairings, and use it, and it's a beautiful sweater. And there's a lot of examples of it on Ravelry. Sorry, I cut you off.
No.
So that's Joji Locatelli's super simple summer sweater. Nancy, no, you're not missing it. So if you look on the website, you'll see them individually and sort of in pairs. But for example, for this one, the one pair with the blue with the light kind of cream color is far and wide. Those are the 2 colorways. And then the 2 darker ones are once and for all. And it's the same blue that runs through all 4 of them. We don't sell them. Normally I have the kit up for sale. I don't have it up for sale right now. So it would be 1 far, 1 wide, 1 once, and
For all.
1 for all for this exact same shawl.
And getting back to that super simple summer sweater, which again, we've seen so many of them now, and I'm just gonna show you a couple of the colors that we've seen it come in.
Oh,
that
yeah,
we really,
This is a really fun
really
colorway.
this is Song and Dance, and it's the sweet little sort of mint color with this, I don't know even what to call it,
It's like a tomato red.
tomato red, and it's
Very vintagey looking.
Yeah, right.
Kind of a cool. It came from a Vespa that I once saw, a vintage Vespa. That was the mint color, and then the leather was the red leather. It was really cool.
Yeah, and it's funny. So it makes it sort of fresh and young and new. And we've seen a couple of those sweaters now in these, and they're fun and pretty and everything.
And I recently saw Lions and Tigers and Bears Oh My, which is this combination. Somebody made the super simple summer sweater with these 2. I have not seen Yin and Yang yet, and obviously, I mean, this is our namesake inspiration colorway. So this is a very, very dark charcoal and a cream color, so it's not black and white. And obviously, it's their classic colors, so any of the sweaters would look gorgeous in the yin and the yang, including the super simple summer sweater.
And while we were on the subject of song and dance, here they are knit up in just some super simple, well, in fact, that's what it's called,
It's
right?
called
What is this
the
called?
World's Simplest Mittens, this pattern,
And so that's what those 2 colorways
by Tin
knit up.
Can Knits.
And as you can see, they're just sort of fun and fresh and young, and it's great.
And those mittens are actually written for a solid color, and we just switched colors and then did the reverse on the other one. So it's a great example of how you can just take any pattern really and use the yin yang inverted colorways and make something really special.
Yeah, these would be just great little projects. It's fall, we got a lot of time on our hands, don't we? So Christmas presents and whatever, it's very simple, very quick little projects.
And in the case of this pattern, if you get the 2 colors, you can make 2 sets of the mittens. It's actually enough for exactly two sets of the mittens.
Or
unless you're making them in like a very large size.
or a cap. We have seen people do sort of a matching cap with like a straight brim, lower edge or something, so that you had a matched pair. And not a huge hat, but a cap with the mittens also came out of 2 skeins.
Okay, I'm gonna do another bullseye bump. Real quick. So this is Utopia. And again, it's spinning fiber. And it's got all these really pretty colors with the white in between all the colors. And you just pull from the center. It's kind of cool. You can leave, it comes in this bag with this little toggle. So you can just hang it from your wheel when you're not using it and kind of just leave it in here. It's good to leave it in the bag because if you are spinning and sort of touching the outside a lot, it'll start to felt. It's 100% merino. So Actually, this one isn't 100%. This has a little bit of nylon and a little bit of sparkle Angelina in it as well. And this one is 5.2 ounces and it's $47. There's two of them actually. So if you would like this one, you can just write sold Utopia 52 and I'll know which one it is. And then I'll message you and I can PayPal you. So again, it's Utopia 52 and there's two of them if anyone would like to buy it. And if not, you'll see them in the shop. Probably tomorrow night. I'll do the shop update. I'll do one more here. This is Magic Trick. So this is, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got sort of kind of like a spectrum rainbow, pretty jewel tones in there with like a very, very dark charcoal in between all of the colors. And this one is 4.6 ounces, $41, and there's 5 of them. So if you would like to buy it, it's just say sold Magic Trick 46. And I'll get in touch with you so that I can PayPal you. Sorry. There you go. I think that you can see it a little bit better. It's super pretty and it spins up really nice.
Yeah, and you know, for those of you who saw us in Wisconsin, I forget whether it was last year or the year before. We've been out there a couple of times now, and so you probably saw our booth was full of these, which really, I just find them such beautiful objects. I just like to see them sitting on the mantelpiece in the house, frankly. But people really responded to them well out there, and for the most part hadn't seen them in Wisconsin. So you can be one of the first of the Wisconsin bump spinners.
It's true.
Now, we haven't spoken about fingering weight yarn, in that
Right.
so far everything we've shown and talked about is our worsted weight yarn.
Which, let me just remind people that the worsted weight Yin Yang is on sale in the shop, which is loopfiberstudio.com. You can use coupon code W2020 for 15% off of all of the worsted weight colorways in the shop. I wrote the website in the comments, so it's one of the first comments, but it's loopfiberstudio.com and the coupon code is W2020.
Yes.
Sorry.
So that's worsted.
That's for the worsted. But moving on to fingering weight.
Moving on to fingering weight, which we have only introduced in a few of the wholesalers, even in that it's more time consuming to make, and we've been sort of slowly building up. It's just a gorgeous 4-ply. How many?
400 yards.
400 yards. 100
But it takes a long time to make a 4-ply fingering.
So it's a really just remarkable.
So we don't have quite as much as we do of the
But we're
worsted.
getting there, and we're getting more. We're adding more colors every month. So, but right now we have some great ones. I'm going to start you off with one of our favorite sweaters.
Oh, this is really fun.
Steph, giving them some details on what they're looking at.
Sure. So this is called the Okapi, O-K-A-P-I sweater. It is by Judith Bryan. And actually this tells you exactly how many skeins you need for each size. I believe these are on the website. If they're not, they will be shortly. The sweaters along with sort of the specs on how much of the yin yang yarn you would need. But anyway, what's so cute about the sweater are the arms. This is actually how the pattern is written. It's written for the stripes and for the stripes to be different on each arm. So we just thought that was so cute, and it would look so cute with our yarn. So this is yin, and yang is the kind of lighter one, and then this pink is called kiss. And those are the 3 colorways we used.
And again, just like many of the others, we've seen this in a great many colors and patterns. People just mix and match in some really creative ways. So in this, they all seem to work with this. I don't know why that is or how it could be, but we've yet to see a color mix that didn't work well with this pattern. There's just something so simple and cute about the design that it just looks great kind of in everything we've seen.
It's a little bit fitted. It's a very feminine looking sweater, and yeah, it's super cute. Kitty is asking if we can hold up All That and Then Some, and I'll get you my pretty and your little dog too.
All That and Then Some?
Yep, that one.
The darker ones, right?
Yep. And
That, Kitty, is All That and Then Some. It's just a lovely, rich rust with a very deep,
It's hard to
almost
see in the
black
light.
charcoal. Again, in the light, washes
hold
it
it
out a
right.
little.
yeah.
And
So
what was the
one
other
of them, so it's a 4-ply. One of them has I'll get you my pretty. One of them has 3 plies of sort of this dark charcoal and 1 of the rust, and then the other one has 3 plies of the rust and 1 of the very dark charcoal. So that's All That and Then Some.
And then here we have the saffron again, this time with the cream, which is I'll Get You My Pretty and Your Little Dog Too.
Also, James named that one as
Yeah,
well.
she doesn't let me name anything else anymore.
It's just a little long, but it's
But
cute.
again,
You like
super, super lovely.
There you go. I am so sorry if I'm not seeing comments. For some reason, my comments have frozen, I think. Let me see. I'm going to try and write something. I'm going to write the website and see if it comes up. Yep. Oh, that's working.
And
Oops,
just
I
because,
misspelled the website, so just disregard that one.
and
Just disregard that.
since we were talking about fingering, we have the same colors. These are the same, All That and Then Some, the rusts, and the same I'll Get You My Pretty and Your Little Dog Too in the fingering weight. And so in the fingering weight, they're exactly the same colors. They're lovely and luscious. The spec pattern obviously is slightly smaller in the fingering than the worsted, so the pattern looks a little different, but same colors.
By the way, thank you for hanging out with us. It's kind of late. Actually, what time is it in Wisconsin? Ooh, it's a little earlier in Wisconsin, isn't it? Or is it not?
This time of year, I think not, right? Daylight savings, not in Wisconsin. I
It's
think
7:40 here-ish.
yeah, maybe you're an hour
Maybe
early.
you're an hour earlier. But in
Anyway,
any case, it's dinner
and there
time.
they are
Thanks
knit
for
up
hanging out
too.
with us.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, we're all stuck a little bit where we are, but so be it, and we'll make the best of it.
True that. Now, notice that I misspelled the website twice in the comments, so you can just... The third time was the charm, though, and I got it right. And there's even a link to the website there. It is... Oh, okay, it's an hour. Thanks, Laura Lynn and Judith. It's an hour earlier there. So, but anyway, we really appreciate you hanging out with us. James is getting some other colorways in the fingering. What are you drumming up there?
Some of the brights.
Okay.
In that we've been showing a lot of the more subdued, sophisticated, as you will, colorways, but we
Isn't he
also
good?
do
He's really good.
like just some wild, fun colors, and this is really what Steph adores: is playing with color, and you know, right up through like rainbow pony colors, and these. Again, they come out so interesting, either as detail or as the
Well,
whole
let me grab the
sweater.
swatches, actually,
All right.
because they look different.
And again, it's just it's a lot of fun to play with color this way and almost paint as you're designing your projects. Now, this is one we've actually seen a lot of this in the last few months. This combination is called Rise, which is the bright one, and Shine, which has just a little of the bright, though that bright is in there. When you get close, you can really see it. And I forget what it was, Steph, but we saw, what was the project that we saw so many being made in these?
I can't remember the name of the pattern.
There was a little
Yes,
run,
there
I
was a
forget
run,
what
yeah.
it was now, but so
Yeah,
we
yeah.
saw a lot of things.
Somebody used it with a mohair and held it together with a mohair.
Yeah.
And I forget who it was
It
now.
was so nice. Look,
It was super cool.
I'll be honest, yellow's not my favorite color. that said, when I saw the sweater, and I'm so sorry to whoever it is that I've forgotten the name right now, but it was beautiful. Something I would have worn, and I'm not a yellow guy. So again, really interesting.
Now, I'm going to show you the swatches for those. This is the swatch, and again, the lighting is not great, but they knit up so differently than they look in the skein. And this is Shine. This is the kind of more mellow of the two, and it's so pretty. It's a really beautiful. It would look beautiful just, you know, as one color of a sweater. It's not too bright. You're taking this incredibly bright yellow, but sort of mellowing it out with this cream color. In one of them, there's 3 plies of the bright yellow with 1 of the cream, but in this one, there's 3 of the cream and 1 of the bright yellow. So this is Shine, Rise and Shine. And I just wanted to show these other brights that you were, here, I'll let you do that.
Well, no, brights.
These were the ones that James was showing.
It knits up.
It knits up quite differently than, nope, the other side was, yeah.
The trouble is, and there you can see a little, the beauty of it is, again, you see, is the detail, so that it is enormously bright pink, but it has this little subtle fleck that makes it quite interesting up close.
The purple, Laura Lynn, the purple is Sorry and Not Sorry. That's the name of both colorways. Sorry and Not Sorry. So I don't know which one you wanted to know about, but that's the name.
And once again, you can see when it has 3 strands of the purple and 1 of the cream, it is purple. It's beautiful and sort of interesting because of the flecks, but it really is purple. Whereas the other one is sort of subtly purple, and even though that's the same super bright purple, and you look at it close and it's bright purple, but at a distance and sort of at a glance, it fades out, which again means you can sort of control the amount of palette you want to use on your project.
Totally. The Nurtured sweater is actually, that's a good lead into the Nurtured sweater. So there's another pattern by Andrea Mowry called Nurtured, which is that guy up there. And it's the only pattern that we have that we just used 1 of the colorways and not the pair. And that is, this is called Soul, this colorway. So it's got this beautiful, beautiful, very rich, there we go, kind of red wine color, and then the cream. So this colorway, Soul, has 3 plies of the cream and 1 of the beautiful red color. And the opposite is Body. So it's Body and Soul. Body has the 3 plies of the wine color and 1 of the cream. In any case, we really thought that this was so pretty for the Nurtured sweater. It really brings out the texture in it. This is a really cute little cropped sweater by Andrea Mowry called Nurtured.
And again, we've seen this one also in, I don't know, a dozen colorways, and again, they all sort of work. It's such a simple pattern that the simple fleck just sort of brings that out.
Debbie, I was going to say, oh no, don't apologize, but now I realize you meant that Sorry was the colorway you were looking for. So good. Yeah, the darker purple, super pretty. Very pretty. The discount code, when you're checking out, I believe it's, I haven't done it in a long time from the customer end. If for some reason you can't figure out how to do it, don't worry about it. You can just message me and I'll refund you the discount. Don't worry about that. But it should be pretty obvious on Etsy where to put it in at some point in the checkout. Again, don't worry if you missed it. Just send me a message and I'll apply it retroactively. All right.
Now here are 2 colors that we haven't talked about and we don't have anything made in them back there, but they're 2 of my favorites, so I'm bringing them out. This is A Place for Everything and Everything in Its Place. And this is actually the same rich wine color that's in the sweater we just saw.
In the Body and Soul.
But here it is paired with this really subtle and sort of rich
but not too bright.
Like a sky blue kind of
Blue.
color. Really pretty.
Yeah, but not a little. It's hard to describe. Some of these colors are picked specifically because they're hard to describe. Anyway, we've seen other projects. We just don't have anything here today to show you. In these two that are just, again, it's two of the that really make this remarkably sort of, again, rich, luscious, without being pretentious. I don't know. There's a beauty to it, and it is in both. That's it in the fingering. And we have the same colors in the worsted. And again, you can see the worsted does show the flecking a little more, but otherwise they're very much the same yarn.
You know what's interesting about those colorways, and I agree, I love that color combination. I love putting colors together, so I was really happy with that one. I thought it was a home run. But what was interesting when we were doing festivals in real life, one of the interesting things is that a lot of men who were at the festival, and not necessarily knitters, were coming into my booth, and a lot of them did pick up that color combination, especially the wine color, not the blue, but the wine. So definitely, if you're thinking about Christmas presents or birthday presents or whatever, keep in mind the men in your life, because this yarn is actually very unisex in a way.
Let me, as long as we're on that topic, Steph, let
Sure.
me show the other two pairs that I've seen a lot of men either pick off the line or instruct their wives, girlfriends, others. This is another one that's really sort
It's
of
like a
rich and
mushroom
beautiful.
color.
It's kind of the deep charcoal again, almost black with sort of this mushroom tan ash. I don't know what you call it, but it's really like subtle and dark and beautiful. And we've seen that one used quite a bit. And we've seen these two dark blues, which are the same ones from the shawl Steph's wearing, which again is the deep charcoal with a slightly brighter blue than you saw in the Everything in Its Place. And this one is Once and For All, which we've seen some beautiful men's sweaters in. And I forgot to say, this one's called Between a Rock and a Hard Place, which is the mushroom with the charcoal that we've also seen a lot of men's sweaters done in.
Not to say that, I mean, I think all of the colorways are pretty unisex, but those happen to be a couple of the ones that, yeah, I mean, it's not even something that I was thinking much about when I was designing the yarn, to be perfectly honest with you. I just designed something I liked, and it never really occurred to me that it appeals to men and women. So that's kind of a plus, kind of a little bonus there.
Yeah, even again, the contrast sweater, which is that one with the mint green over my shoulder here, that one in an extra large size. We've seen that very pattern done for a couple of men that came out really nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that was a good pattern for that, for bigger sizes.
And obviously there's plenty of male knitters as well who are customers.
Of course.
Of course. Let's see. I don't want to go over time.
No, why don't we do another bump or two? Let's get back to our spinners.
Okay. All right. Here is Pot of Gold. And this one, it's called Pot of Gold because of the middle, obviously. But it's got, I don't know if you can see all the, I think you can actually there. That's pretty good. So it goes from like a hot pink and kind of a spectrum to the yellow. And it's got a very dark, almost black in between. This one has a little bit, just a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of nylon. Mostly it's 100% extra fine merino. It is not superwash. This one is 5.7 ounces. It's $51. It's called Pot of Gold. So if you would like to buy it, you can just buy it right here. Just say sold Pot of Gold, and I'll message you and get you an invoice for that. And if nobody buys it, it'll be in the shop in a day or two.
Bring out one of the cashmeres. You don't have many left, but those are scrumptious.
I don't have a lot. Actually, I think these are the only two. I'm really running low on, well, very low. Anyway, some of the bumps have 50% merino, 25% cashmere, 25% and 25% tussah silk. These bumps are crazy soft. And I don't know if you can see, this is like sort of a neutral, some neutral colors with these greens. Super pretty. It's a striping one. Because of the cashmere, they're a little bit more expensive, obviously. This one is 4.4 ounces, $51. They don't have names, so if you are interested in getting this one, you can just say sold Lux, and I will know which one it is. But yeah, super pretty. And they're like butter to spin. Super, super nice to spin. Okay. Yarn?
Yarn.
Yarn!
Okay. Here's what we're going to do next.
What are we going to do next? Did you show all of the sweaters that we have here presently? Oh, give me the cowl. Give me the,
exactly. I was looking for it.
Our newest sample is the netty cowl. And the netty cowl, I have it written down here somewhere, is super cute. I love it. Ooh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pronounce this person's name. I'm going to show it to you instead. So, the netty cowl, ooh, there you go. That's the name of the designer. And these are the specs. I know you're getting a glare there. It's a super, I love polka dots. Polka dots are like an obsession of mine. So when I saw this, this cowl, I said, I need a sample.
And for all you Wisconsinites out there, this knits up very thick and warm. This would really this is the winter thing.
How cute is that? And that's in Yin Yang, the two colorways.
You know, you don't get it stuck in the car door. You don't drive through the snow with it. It's just a beautiful thing. And yeah, if I were in Wisconsin in the winter, I would wear this.
And this is it. This was the first sample I got made. And actually the polka dots kind of came out elongated. So my sample knitter made me another one. And it's a little bit more circular. Either way, it came out super cute.
But again, in any two, and again, this is where the yin yang inverted colorways again, that you can see clearly that the white, the cream is bleeding into the charcoal is bleeding into the cream, and it just makes it interesting. It makes it really cute.
I think James is cute. You're very good at this, darling. You know that?
Well, we are now winding down to our last few minutes. Why don't you tell again about where people can find you and what's coming up? Okay.
Well, the website, I wrote the website. I think there's a link to it in the comments. It's www.loopfiberstudio.com. I'm having a 15% off of all the worsted weight yarn for the next few days for the festival. The coupon code is W2020. And just put that in at checkout and you will get 15% off of all the worsted weight yarn you wish to purchase. The next festival that we have, I believe, is Rhinebeck.
Rhinebeck Virtual, of course, even though that's right up the road from us here. But
that's so sad.
Yeah, we won't be there, but we'll be online for that one. And
actually, the cool thing about that is, especially for people who are in the Midwest, if you haven't had a chance to go to Rhinebeck, it's kind of cool because you'll, in a sense, be able to be there this time.
Sort of.
Kind of.
Sort of. So now the other thing, you know, by all means, if you're,
thanks, Kitty.
Send your, if you're not on our email lists or newsletters or things, just put your email into the comments there and we'll get you on there. We are about to launch a brand new website in a couple of weeks, which is going to be very exciting. And
right now it's Etsy, an Etsy site that www.loopfiberstudio.com goes directly to my Etsy store. But soon,
a couple of weeks, we'll be launching, and probably we're going to be offering
some nice deals and things and promotions and
Giveaways,
maybe even a giveaway or
maybe.
two. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's
We've got things planned.
probably next month, and so keep your eye out for that. And again, we don't harangue people too badly with email blasts and things. So if you put your name in there, you'll occasionally get a notice of a sale coming up or an event coming up. And
If you're wondering about Bullseye Bumps, there's going to be some in the shop in the next couple of days. And I have been quite busy with the new yarn line, but I'm getting back to the Bullseye Bumps. Don't worry about it. Some people are a little concerned, but you'll be seeing more Bullseye Bumps on the new website. And
and so
thanks for stopping by, guys.
and hopefully we see you in Wisconsin next year. And
I think we will.
until then, enjoy, stay safe, and
If you have any questions, feel free to keep putting them in the comments and I'll answer. If you wanted to buy anything, let me know. You can private message me. Find us on Instagram, Loop Fiber Studio. Thanks, guys.
all right.
Good night.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Bye.